Assalamu alaikum everybody. Can you hear me all? Good morning and Assalamu alaikum everybody. Beta, can you hear me all? Walaikum salam and salam. Can you hear me? Good morning and Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all will be fine and staying safe at home. Beta, can you hear me all? Okay. Okay. Beta, before I start my lecture, I will repeat the same thing again. Those who are present right now in my class, kindly keep on writing or keep on typing present in the chat box. Okay? Again, I'm repeating. The students who are present right now, they will keep on typing present in the chat box. Later on, after this lecture, I will copy down your attendance in the attendance register. Hope I am clear to you. Let's start the lecture now. Okay. Let me just give me 2 seconds to admit all the students. Beta, those who have just joined me, kindly keep on typing present in the chat box. Julia, Axel, beta, kindly write present in the chat box. Later on, I will copy down your attendance. Okay, so let's start the lecture now. So what we are going to do today, as you all know that today is Thursday, and I have told you before that in our previous classes that Thursday will be our language day. Okay, once again I am repeating, the students who are just joining me, beta, kindly write present in the chat box. Later on I will copy down your attendance. Okay, let's move towards the lecture. As I told you that Thursday will be our language day. So today is Thursday and today is our English language lecture day. Today we are having our lecture number 12 and date is 9th of July 2020. Okay, so what are the topics that I have included in today's lecture? There are two topics. The first one is active passive voice imperative sentences, and the second one is times and forms of sentence. Okay, why I have included two topics in one lecture? The reason is that these two topics are very easy, simple, and short topics. That is why I have included two topics in one lecture. Okay, so I hope I am clear to you now that today we are going to study active passive voice imperatives and kinds and forms of sentences. I have included these two topics in the single lecture. The reason is because these two topics are very simple, very easy, and very short topics. Okay, once again, I'm repeating, the students who have just joined me, kindly write present in the chat box. The students who have just joined me, like Zayan and few other students, that are kindly write present in the chat box. Later on, I will copy down your attendance. Okay, so let's move towards the lecture now. Today's lecture is about active passive voice imperative sentences and kinds and forms of sentences. Okay, Ashir beta, you have just joined me. Kindly write present in the chat box. Ashir and Ayan, beta, kindly write present in the chat box. Okay, so let's move towards the lecture now. First of all, active passive voice imperative sentences. Obviously, active passive voice imperative sentences is not a new thing, is not a new topic for you. You all know that what are active passive voice imperative sentences. we will discuss it in a little bit detail. What are active passive voice imperative sentences? The definition is the definition is a sentence that expresses a command, an advice, or a request is called an imperative sentence. So I hope it is clear to you now that the sentences which express an order, a command, an advice, or a request. These kinds of sentences are known as imperative sentences. And repeating once again, the sentences which contain an order, a command, an advice, or a request is called an imperative sentence. Okay, for example, the examples are in front of you now. Learn your lesson. It's an advice. Open the door. It's an order or a command. Please make a cup of tea. It's a request. Okay? So, if a sentence contains an order, a command, an advice, or a request, is known as imperative sentence. Okay? I have given you an example as well. Learn your lesson is an advice. Open the door is a command. Please make a cup of tea is a request. Okay, so it is very easy for you to understand according to the mood of the sentence. Either it's a command, a request, or an advice. Okay, so let's move forward now. Acha, once again, I'm repeating the students who are joining me just now, kindly write present in the chat box. The students who are joining me just now, kindly write present in the chat box. Okay, let's move forward now. Rules. What are the rules? The rules we are going to study now. Saat beta, kindly write present in the chat box. Okay. Number one, the imperative sentence in passive voice begins with let. Okay. The first rule is the imperative sentence in passive voice always begins with let. Number two, the word be, B-E-B, is used as an auxiliary verb or helping verb in the passive voice of imperative sentences. Number three, Sana Amjad, Tasin Rehan, beta kindly write present in the chat box. Rule number three, past participle means third form of verb is used in passive voice. So these are the three rules that we are going to follow in imperative sentences of passive voice. Rule number one is the imperative sentences in passive voice always begins with let. Number two, the word be, B-E-B, is used as an auxiliary verb or helping verb in the passive voice. And number three, past participle or third form of verb is used in passive voice. So, how is the structure? Let's see the structure now. Structure is let plus object plus be and third form of verb. Okay, this is the structure. Okay, now we have few examples in front of us. This is the structure. Let plus object plus be plus third form of verb. The examples are respect the elders. Now we have to change this active into passive voice according to this structure. So first of all, we will have let, then object, the elders, then helping verb be, and then third form of verb respected. Let the elders be respected. Close the door. Again, we will change it into according to this structure. Let, then object, the door, then helping verb be, and third form of verb closed. Okay? Learn your lesson. Let object your lesson. Let then object your lesson. BEB helping verb. Third form of verb learn. Help the children. Let object the children. Auxiliary verb or helping verb BEB, and third form of verb help. This structure we are supposed to follow. There are three rules that we are going to follow in. There are three rules that we are going to follow in active passive voice imperative. Number one, the imperative sentence begins with let. Number two, the word be, auxiliary verb, as in auxiliary verb BEB is used. And third one is past participle, third form of verb will be used. So we are going to follow this structure: let plus object plus auxiliary verb be and third form of verb. Okay, let's move forward now. Sometimes we don't start the passive voice of imperative sentences with let. What is another way of starting or changing an active into passive voice of imperative sentences? So, other than using let, what can we use? How can we change an active into passive voice of imperative sentences other than using let? लेट के अलावा भी तो हम इनको यूज कर सकते हैं ना, चेंज कर सकते हैं. जरूरी तो नहीं है कि हम इनको लेट से ही चेंज करें. वी कैन यूज देम बाय चेंज इनटू पैसिव वॉइस बाय यूजिंग other sentences as well, other words as well. And what are these other words? The students who have just joined me, Shifa, Fiza, Issa Zahra, kindly write your present in the chat box. Okay. Other than using let, sentences containing command or order, they can be start as you are ordered or you are commanded. Okay. Sentences containing request, they can be start as Naveen beta write present in the chat box. Manahil Muzaffar, kindly write present in the chat box. Okay. Sentences containing request, you are requested. Sentences containing advice, you are advised. Sentences containing suggestions, you are suggested. Okay, there are there are two ways of changing active into passive voice. The first way is convert active into passive voice by using let. As I have told you in previous, Arham beta kindly write present in the chat box. As I have told you in the previous slide, the one way is changing active into passive voice of imperative sentences is by following this structure: let plus object plus BEP and third form of verb. But sometimes we do not change these active into passive voice of imperative sentences by using let. What is another way of changing active into passive voice of imperative sentences? The other way of changing active into passive voice of imperative sentences is the sentences containing order or command will be started like this: you are ordered or you are commanded. The sentences containing request will be starting as you are requested. The sentences containing an advice will be started as you are advised. And the sentences those are having suggestions those are having suggestions will start as you are suggesting. I hope it is clear. Let's move forward now. The examples are in front of you. It will be more clear to you now. Close the door. Obviously, we have to understand the mood of the sentence. We have to identify what kind of mood of the sentence is. Either it's an order, a suggestion, advice, or a command. According to the mood of the sentence, we will change that sentence into passive voice. For example, close the door. Close the door is an order. We came to know that it's an order, so we will change it like that. You are ordered to close the door. Please bring a cup of tea for me. Obviously, because of please, we can easily evaluate that this is a request. So we will start it like this. You are requested to bring a cup of tea for me. Follow the traffic rules. Obviously, the mood of the sentence is an advice. हमें नसीहत की जा रही है. An advice is being given to us. Okay, we should follow the traffic rules. So we will change it by starting. You are advised to follow the traffic rules. Visit the doctor. Obviously, if it's again a suggestion or it can be advice as well. Okay, this sentence is having two kinds of mood. The first one you can say it's kind of a suggestion. कि एक मशवरा दिया जा रहा है आपको. A suggestion is given to you. You can start it like this. You are suggested to visit the doctor. Then you can take it as an advice as well. An advice is being given to us. You are advised to visit the doctor. I hope it is clear to you now. These imperative sentences in active passive voice are very simple, very easy. There are two ways to change active into passive voice of imperative sentences. The first way I have told you by using let. This structure. By following this structure, let plus object plus auxiliary verb be and third form of verb. The structure is in front of you. You can change it by using let. Let the elders be respected. Let the door be closed. Let your lesson be learned. Let the children be helped. We are following this structure. This structure we are following by using let. But there is another way as well, other than using let. Sometimes we don't want to change the sentence into passive voice by using let. So what is another way? What is the second way? Another way is to understand the mood of the sentence. We have to understand, we have to identify what kind of mood of the sentence is. Either it's a command, an order, a request, or advice, or a suggestion. If it is having an order, you will start it like you are ordered or commanded. If it's a request, you will start it like you are requested. If it's an advice, you are advised. If it's a suggestion, you will start it like you are suggested. And the examples I have told you, first of all, you have to identify the mood of the sentence. For example, close the door. Close the door is an order. You are ordered to close the door. Please bring a cup of tea for me. Obviously, please, when we make a request, we always use please. You are requested to bring a cup of tea for me. Follow the traffic rule. We all know that it's an advice. You are advised to follow the traffic rules. Visit the doctor can be of two things. Either it can be a suggestion or an advice. ये नसीहत भी हो सकती है और suggestion भी हो सकती है. Okay? You are suggested to visit the doctor or you are advised to visit the doctor. Okay? I hope this topic is clear to you now. Now we are moving towards our second topic, times and forms of sentences. Beta, I have included this topic in my lecture because most of the students get confused in these sentences. बहुत कंफ्यूजन हो जाती है आप लोगों को. आप बिल्कुल इसको सही तरीके से ट्रांसफॉर्म नहीं कर सकते हो. That is why I have included this topic in my lecture because it's a very simple and a very short topic. Before I start this topic, I want to ask the students who have just joined me, kindly write present in the chat box like Ryan, Alisa Akhtar, These students have just joined me with a kindly write present in the chat box. The students who have just joined me kindly write present in the chat box. Later on, I will copy down your present, your attendance. Okay, let's move forward. First of all, we are going to study about the exclamatory sentences. Acha, these are the kinds and forms of sentences. These are not like any narrative sentences. These are not the narrations. These are not the active and passive voice. I'm talking about individually exclamatory sentences. कि भाई exclamatory sentences होते क्या है? Basically, an exclamatory sentence makes a statement that conveys strong emotion or excitement. Sometimes, according to the situation, हमारे मुंह से एकदम से कुछ अल्फाज निकलते हैं जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल वाओ व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल वेदर या फिर oh no I have missed the train oh my god I forgot my mobile किसी भी जगह का नाम ले लें आप लोग तो these are the sudden emotions these are the sudden sentences which came out of our mouth हमारे मुंह से निकलते हैं हमारी जुबान से अदा होते हैं these are known as exclamatory sentences so exclamatory sentences are the sentences which express a statement that conveys strong emotion or excitement. Wow, what a beautiful dress. Oh no, I have not completed my work yet. Wow, what a beautiful weather it is. Oh no, I have missed my train. Oh my god, I lost my purse. So, these are the sentences which express our emotions, sudden emotions, sudden feelings. These emotions can be of excitement, these emotions can be of surprise, or these emotions can be of happiness or sadness. ये इमोशंस खुशी के, गम के, सरप्राइज के हर तरह के हो सकते हैं suddenly whatever we express convey is known as exclamatory sentences okay the examples are here what a liar he is कितना झूठा है वो what a mess you have made how strange it was Beta, one thing I want to tell you that whenever you are writing an exclamatory sentence, at the end of that sentence, you always are supposed to write mark of exclamation. Okay? I am repeating again, whenever you are writing an exclamatory sentence, at the end of that sentence, mark of exclamation is must. This mark of exclamation will express this that you are writing an exclamatory sentence. Okay? Okay, for example, I ask you to change this exclamatory sentence into assertive sentence. अब मैं आपसे कहती हूँ डू एज डायरेक्टेड में कि एक्सक्लेमेटरी सेंटेंस को चेंज कर दे असर्टिव सेंटेंस में असर्टिव सेंटेंसेस क्या होते हैं assertive sentences are the simple sentences simple statement how will you change these exclamatory sentences into assertive sentences what a liar he is a big liar ये हो गया assertive sentence what a mess you have made. You have made a big mess. ये हो गया assertive sentence. How strange it was. It was very strange. ये हो गया assertive sentence. आपको ये आ सकता है कि exclamatory sentence को change करें assertive sentence में तो आपको you should know the difference between exclamatory sentences and assertive sentences. Exclamatory sentence is the sentence that expresses or conveys our sudden emotion or excitement. और उसके आखिर में we always are supposed to use mark of exclamation. Because of this mark of exclamation, it will be clear to us that it is exclamatory sentence. But when we are going to change this exclamatory sentence into assertive sentence, Assertive sentence means a simple sentence, a simple statement. What a liar he is a big liar. What a mess you have made a big mess. How strange it was very strange. I have changed these exclamatory sentences into assertive sentences. I hope it is clear. The students who have just joined me kindly write present in the chat box. Okay, now we are moving towards the negative sentence. What are the negative sentences? A negative sentence is a sentence that states that something is false, that states that something is false. In English, we create negative sentences by adding the word not after the auxiliary or helping verb. Okay, negative sentence is the sentence that carries not. Okay, negative sentence is the sentence that carries not. यानी कि in Urdu a negative sentence means नफी का जुमला जिसके अंदर नॉट होता है जिसके अंदर नहीं होता है and how we are supposed to make those negative sentences, we are supposed to make those negative sentences not by adding not after the auxiliary verb or helping verb. For example, they do not play cricket. Where I have added not, I have added not after this helping verb do, after this auxiliary verb do. Okay, we make negative sentences in English language by adding not after the helping verb or auxiliary verb. This is the helping verb or auxiliary verb, so I will add not after do. They do not play cricket. I do not like tea. Do is again a helping verb or auxiliary verb. After writing auxiliary verb or helping verb, I will write not. For example, some other example, I am not going to attend the party. So, where I have added not, I have added not after writing am. I am not. Am is the auxiliary verb or helping verb. After writing auxiliary verb or helping verb, we will write not to make it negative. They are not attending the workshop. Okay. After writing R is an auxiliary verb or helping verb. Are is an auxiliary verb or helping verb. That is why I have added not after writing are. They are not attending the workshop. Okay. Few students are joining me very late. For example, Asra. Asra, you have joined the class too late. Why, beta? Why? Kindly join the class on time. Whatever the time is given to you, kindly come to the class according to the time. And now please write present in the chat box. Asra, if you are present right now, kindly write present in the chat box. Okay, Fabia, I will explain you. Okay, let's move towards the exclamatory because Fabia asked to explain these examples again. Beta, exclamatory sentences are the sentences which expresses or conveys our sudden emotion. Wow, what? Oh no, oh my god, alas. These are our sudden emotions of excitement, of surprise, of happiness, of sadness. Okay, so we write them like this. What a liar he is. To write an exclamatory sentence, this is the rule of the exclamatory sentence. You are always supposed to write mark of exclamation in the last of that sentence. Okay, mark of exclamation is must to write after the end of that sentence. What a liar he is. What a mess you have made. How strange it was. Beta, the sentences which express our sudden emotions of excitement, surprise, happiness, sadness, grief are known as exclamatory sentences. Mashood, you have joined the class too late. We are left with 10 minutes now. Why are you joining too late, beta? Kindly write present in the chat box if you are present right now. If you are present, kindly write present in the chat box. Okay, let's move forward now. I have explained exclamatory sentences. I have explained negative sentences. Now we are moving towards assertive sentences. What are assertive sentences? Previously, I have told you what are assertive sentences. Assertive sentences are also known as declarative sentences as well. Okay. Another name of assertive sentences is Mashoor beta, if you are present, kindly write present in the chat box. Assertive sentences are also known as declarative sentences as well. So, what are assertive sentences? Most of the sentences of English language are assertive sentences. The sentences which declares or asserts statement, opinion, incident, event, history, or anything is called an assertive sentence. An assertive sentence ends with a period. Okay, I will tell you this assertive sentence in simple words now. Assertive sentence means a simple word. Assertive sentence means a simple statement. And when an assertive statement ends, we put a full stop over there. Full stop is also known as period. Okay? Full stop is also known as period. Whenever we write an assertive sentence, after writing an assertive sentence, we end it by using full stop. So, assertive sentences are the simple sentences. Assertive sentences are the simple statements. Arham, I have told you I don't know your roll number. You have to collect your result from your school, and along with the result, you will get your roll number as well. Because I don't know your roll number, beta. Okay. So, what are assertive sentences? Once again, assertive sentences are the simple sentences or simple statements, and we end the assertive sentences with full stop. For example, Alex is a good baseball player. He plays for the Rockers Club. He always gives his best effort in the team. He is a good leader. I like him for his intensity. These all are the simple sentences. These all are the simple statements. For example, I am playing cricket. They are not going to the party. You are telling a lie. She is not speaking the truth. ये सब सादा जुमले हैं, assertive sentences हैं. So they will end up by using full stop. Okay. Shahir beta, you have joined the class too late. Too late you have joined the class. Kindly write present in the chat box if you are present. If you are present, kindly write present in the chat box. Okay. Now, affirmative sentences. What are affirmative sentences? Beta, affirmative sentences are known as positive sentences जिनमें not नहीं होगा. Okay? Negative कौन से होते हैं जिनमें not होता है, नहीं होता है. Okay? And what are affirmative sentences? Affirmative sentences are known as positive sentences जिनमें not का इस्तेमाल बिल्कुल भी नहीं होगा. अगर not आ गया तो वो नेगेटिव बन जाएंगे. हम अफर्मेटिव सेंटेंसेस को नेगेटिव कैसे बनाते हैं? वी एड नॉट. और हम नेगेटिव सेंटेंसेस को अफर्मेटिव कैसे बनाते हैं? हम उसमें से नॉट निकाल लेते हैं तो वो अफर्मेटिव बन जाते हैं. अच्छा, वन announcement I want to make. The students who are joining me too late, like Shosap has joined too late, I will not your attendance from tomorrow onwards. In the upcoming week, the students who will join me late, I will not mark their attendance. Kindly join the class according to the given timing. If you will join the class late in the last 5-10 minutes, I will not mark your attendance. I am warning you now. In the next week, I will not mark the attendance of the late comers. If you will join the class on time, I will mark your attendance, otherwise, you will be marked as absent. I hope I'm clear. Shows up kindly write present. Today I will mark your attendance, but later on, if you will join the class late, I will not mark your attendance. So, affirmative sentences are known as positive sentences. I am doing my homework. Star shine, star shines at night. I love to read. She is a good singer. This is the basic difference between affirmative and negative sentences. Negative sentences means the sentences which are having no or not. Affirmative sentences means पॉजिटिव सेंटेंसेस अगर इसके अंदर नॉट आ जाएगा तो वो फिर पॉजिटिव नहीं रहेंगे. ओके, आई होप इट इज क्लियर. Points to learn. What are the important points that you are supposed to learn? Affirmative sentences can be interrogative but not negative. ये बात मैंने आपको अभी बताई है कि affirmative sentences interrogative तो हो सकते हैं लेकिन negative नहीं हो सकते क्योंकि affirmative का मतलब ही ये है कि positive sentences. ओके, एग्जाम्पल देखिए. डज सारा गो टू स्कूल ऑन फुट. ये अफर्मेटिव हो सकता है क्योंकि इसमें नॉट नहीं है. ठीक है, लेकिन अगर मैं इसको लिखूं डज सारा नॉट गो टू स्कूल, नाउ दिस इज नॉट अफर्मेटिव. व्हाई? बिकॉज नॉट इज हियर. नाउ इट विल बी नेगेटिव. ठीक है, डज सारा नॉट गो टू स्कूल is not affirmative, it is negative sentence. That's why it will be wrong. अगर मैं लिखूं डज सारा गो टू स्कूल देन इट इज फाइन बिकॉज अफर्मेटिव सेंटेंसेस कैन बी इंटेरोगेटिव बट नॉट नेगेटिव. अगर नॉट आ गया तो वो तो नेगेटिव बन जाएंगे जबकि अफर्मेटिव का मतलब ही है पॉजिटिव. ओके, व्हाट आर द असर्टिव सेंटेंसेस? असर्टिव सेंटेंसेस मीन सिंपल सेंटेंसेस, सादा जुमले, सिंपल स्टेटमेंट. Assertive sentences can be negative but not interrogative. ठीक है, Sarah does not go to school on foot. ये assertive sentence है लेकिन अगर मैं इसको interrogative में change कर दूँ does Sarah not go to school, तो अब ये interrogative बन गया है, ये assertive नहीं रहा है. ये डिफरेंस आपको याद करना है बेटा. प्लीज ट्राई टू लर्न एंड अंडरस्टैंड इट कि अफर्मेटिव सेंटेंसेस मीन्स पॉजिटिव सेंटेंसेस. ठीक है, उसके अंदर नॉट नहीं आएगा लेकिन जैसे ही नॉट आएगा तो फिर वो अफर्मेटिव नहीं रहेंगे, वो नेगेटिव बन जाएंगे. अफर्मेटिव सेंटेंसेस कैन बी इंटेरोगेटिव बट नॉट नेगेटिव. इसी तरह से assertive sentences can be negative but not interrogative. assertive sentences का मतलब ही ये है कि सिंपल सेंटेंस, सिंपल स्टेटमेंट. इसीलिए सारा डज नॉट गो टू स्कूल ऑन फुट तो असर्टिव है लेकिन जैसे ही मैंने इसको चेंज किया इंटेरोगेटिव में डज सारा नॉट गो टू स्कूल ऑन फुट या सिर्फ डज सारा नॉट गो टू स्कूल तो अब ये असर्टिव नहीं रहा है. अब ये क्या बन गया है? इंटेरोगेटिव. असर्टिव सेंटेंस का मतलब है सादा जुमले, सिंपल स्टेटमेंट. असर्टिव सेंटेंस कैन बी नेगेटिव बट नॉट इंटेरोगेटिव. In the same way, affirmative sentence can be interrogative but not negative. जैसे ही उसमें नॉट आएगा वो नेगेटिव बन जाएगा, वो affirmative नहीं रहेगा. I hope these points are clear to you now. What is to-do list for you? You have to review today's lecture very carefully and thoroughly. You have to learn all the rules of today's lecture. You have to do the given assignment. You have to maintain the index. अच्छा, फिलहाल तो हम लोग आपको असाइनमेंट्स नहीं दे रहे हैं. You have read the note that we are not giving you any assignments because you have to complete the previous assignments and you have to submit them by tomorrow. Literature assignments are going to be submitted by tomorrow and Saturday, Friday and Saturday, but new assignments we will give you in the next week so that you can complete your assignments, previous assignments. Okay? So till our next lecture, till the next week, stay home, stay safe, take very good care of yourself. Thank you.